Okay, so everyone's talking about this University 4.0 thing, but what is it really? Some kind of buzzword. Well, we did a deep dive into some research from University 365, and they say they're right on the leading edge. Like they think they're actually using AI to prepare students for the future, a future where AI is like everywhere. We've got Anna here to help us sort through it all. She's a professor at University 365. So what exactly is this University 4.0? Is it just online learning with a fancy new name?
Well, it's a lot more than just online learning. It's like the next step in the evolution. You know, that whole disruptive university idea takes that even further. It's all about using neuroscience, AI mentorship, and really focusing on the skills that employers are actually looking for right now.
Okay, so it's not just about that traditional diploma. It's more about constantly learning and adapting,
Great.
kind of like how those top athletes are always pushing their limits. So how does University 365 actually, do this?
They've developed this thing called UNOP, which stands for University 365 Neuroscience Oriented Pedagogy. It's their secret weapon.
UNOP. That sounds kind of interesting. Tell me more.
Well, you know how hard it can be to focus when you're studying.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. Well, UNOP uses things like binaural sounds to help you concentrate better, and they also teach you how to manage stress. Because that anxiety can totally kill your learning.
So it's like a productivity system built right into your brain.
Exactly. And then they also give each student a personal AI mentor called U-Copilot. Imagine having a 247 study buddy who understands exactly how you learn, plus they've got human coaches too for extra support.
Wow, a personal AI mentor. That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Hmm.
But how does it actually work? What makes it different from, say, a regular study app?
Oh, it's way more advanced than a study app.
Huh.
It analyzes your learning patterns, gives you personalized feedback, and even recommends learning materials just for you, almost like having a personal tutor in your pocket helping you be your best.
Okay, so they're using all these different things, neuroscience, AI, personalized coaching,
Hmm.
and they're weaving them together to create this totally unique learning experience. But let's talk about well, everyone's talking about this skills gap, where companies can't find people with the skills they need. How does University 365 address that?
They go right at it. You hear all this talk about AI taking over jobs, right? Well, University 365 says, no, use AI to empower yourself,
Hmm.
learn new skills, and stay ahead of the game. They focus on fields that are in high demand, like AI, data science, digital marketing, even entrepreneurship. They have these specialized institutes within the university. So students can really, deep dive into the stuff they're interested in.
So you can go to their tech institute if you want a career in AI, and if you want to start your own business, there's an institute for that too. It's like they're, I don't know, predicting the future job market or something, and making sure students have what it takes, not just to survive, but to actually thrive.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technical stuff either. They know you need more than just technical skills to succeed.
Yeah, you got to be able to communicate, work in teams, manage your time.
All that. They have a whole program for it called ULM, stands for University 365 Life Management.
Okay, let's break down this ULM thing. What is it exactly?
It focuses on 6 areas: body and health, spirit and mind, character and emotions, social and love relationships, career and finance, and quality of life. They believe to be truly successful, you need to be well-rounded.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's about being a whole person, not just like a cog in the machine. But with all this focus on learning and growing, what about burnout? It seems like it'd be easy to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's a good point, but they've thought about that too.
So how do they stop students from burning out? What's the secret?
Well, they really emphasize what they call a biocompatible learning rhythm. They encourage students to study for just 2 hours a day, with breaks and coaching to prevent burnout.
2 hours a day. That's all.
Yeah, it's about quality over quantity. They compare it to how top athletes train. Those cycles of intense focus and then rest and recovery. They also have this really cool system called LEPS, stands for Life Interest Projects System.
OLAPS. What is that?
Think of it like a digital second brain, you know? It helps you manage all the information and tasks so you can focus on learning and not feel so overwhelmed, like having a personal assistant just for your learning.
So you're telling me I can learn cutting-edge skills, manage my life, and avoid burnout all at the same time. This sounds too good to be true. What's the catch?
There's no catch. They're really committed to making education accessible. And effective. They even have a free membership. You get an at universitytask365.com email address, Microsoft 365 suite, and a ton of free
Wait,
courses.
seriously, all that for free? That's amazing.
It is. They really want to make sure everyone has a chance, no matter, their background or
Okay,
situation.
you've convinced me. Tell me more about those specialized institutes and what they offer.
So University 365 has four main areas, right? Information technology, business management, communication and marketing, and digital design. And each one has its own institute. Like there's the U365 Institute of Technology or AIT. That's all about like AI, machine learning, data engineering, all that.
So you'd go to AIT if you want to be an AI expert.
Exactly. And if you're more into business, there's the U365 Institute of Business or UIB, entrepreneurship, finance, digital management, all that good stuff. Then there's the U365 Institute of Communication or UIC. That's all about digital marketing, social media, brand building. And lastly, there's a U365 Institute of Design or UID. They're all about digital design, user experience, creative innovation.
Wow, sounds like they've got the whole digital world covered.
They do. And they always keep that focus on AI and those future-proof skills.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in all these names and programs. But let's zoom out for a second. What does this all mean for, the average person? Why should someone listening right now care about University 4.0?
That's a great question. I think the big takeaway here is education isn't just a one-time thing anymore. It's got to be an ongoing process. The world's changing so fast. You got to keep learning and adapting to stay ahead.
So it's not about getting that degree and being done. It's about becoming a lifelong learner.
You got it. And University 4.0 gives you the tools and the structure to do that, and not just do it, but enjoy it and be good at it.
Okay, I get that. But traditional universities have been around forever.
Yeah.
Can this University 4.0 model really compete with that?
That's a really important question, and I think University 365 knows that. They're not trying to replace traditional universities. They're just offering another option, a different way to do education that's like made for the 21st century.
So it's about choices.
Exactly, and it's about meeting people where they are. Not everyone does well in that, traditional academic setting. University 4.0 breaks down those barriers and makes education more accessible, more flexible, more relevant to people's lives.
And don't forget about the cost. Traditional university can be super expensive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's another place where University 365 is different. They're committed to making education affordable. Remember that, free membership. And even their paid programs are designed to be less expensive than traditional tuition.
Okay, this is starting to make a lot of sense, but I'm still curious about this superhuman thing. Can you explain that a bit more? What does it mean to be, superhuman with AI?
It's a powerful term.
Yeah, kind of makes you think of superheroes.
Right, but they're not talking about becoming cyborgs or anything. It's more about using AI to boost our human abilities, make us more creative, more productive, better problem solvers.
So instead of being scared of AI, we should be thinking of it as a partner.
You got it. And I think that's such a positive message, especially with all the, worry about AI taking over.
It's like saying we can control our future, and AI can help us do it.
I totally agree. That's one of the most exciting things about this University 4.0 model. It's not just about adapting to the future, it's about shaping it.
This has been so helpful. We've covered a lot. UNOP, ULM, LibPS, all of these institutes. It's clear that University 365 is doing something really new here.
Yeah.
But let's, take a breath for a second. What stands out to you the most about all this?
What really hits me is their willingness to, shake things up,
Yeah.
experiment and push the boundaries of education. And they're doing it all based on research and science. But it's still very human-centered. It's not just about tech for tech's sake. It's about using tech to help people to achieve their goals.
That's a good point. And speaking of helping people, what about information overload? So many of us are struggling with that these days.
Oh, yeah. For sure. That's a big problem in today's world. And University 365 is trying to solve it. Remember LIPS?
The digital second brain. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my head around that.
It's actually pretty clever. It's a system for organizing all the information in your life. Files, emails, tasks, notes, everything. And it's all connected to their UNOP and ULM principles. So it's not just about getting things done. It's about doing the right things, the things that align with your goals and values.
So it's like a super to-do list that helps you live a better life.
Exactly. And they even have this framework called CARE. It stands for Collect, Action Plan, Review, Execute, to help you process information and make sure nothing falls through the cracks.
That sounds incredibly useful.
I think it would be for a lot of people. But let's go back to those specialized institutes for a minute. Can you tell me more about what they offer?
You mean besides training the AI superheroes of the future?
Right. So each institute focuses on a specific field, but they all have this one thing in common. They use AI to, boost human capabilities.
Right.
For example, at the U365 Institute of Technology, they're not just teaching students how to code, they're teaching them how to use AI to solve real-world problems.
That makes sense. So it's not just about the skills, it's about how you use them. What about the other institutes?
Well, at the U365 Institute of Business, they're teaching students how to use AI to make better business decisions, to analyze data, identify trends, automate tasks, streamline processes, even how to use AI to create new business models and whole new markets.
So they're preparing students to be those future entrepreneurs and innovators,
Mhm.
the ones who will, shape the world with AI.
Exactly. And at the U365 Institute of Communication, they're teaching students how to use AI to tell better stories, to reach more people, build stronger brands, create more meaningful connections online.
So it's not just about getting your message out there. It's about understanding your audience and tailoring your message, creating content that really connects with people.
Exactly. And at the U365 Institute of Design, they're teaching students how to use AI to create better user experiences, to design products that are not just functional, but also look good and feel good to use. They're even teaching students how to use AI to come up with new ideas and push the limits of creativity.
So it's not just about learning to use AI. It's about learning to think differently, to approach problems in new ways, to imagine and create things we haven't even thought of yet.
That's a great way to put it. It's about using AI to unlock our creative potential and see what's really possible.
I have to say, I'm starting to feel pretty inspired. Before we started this deep dive, I was a little skeptical about this whole University 4.0 thing. It sounded, I don't know, a little too good to be true. But now I'm seeing the potential.
It's definitely a big change.
Yeah, but it's based on a real understanding of what people need and want. And it recognizes the power of technology to, like, change the world.
It's not about replacing human intelligence with artificial intelligence. It's about using AI to make us better.
To help us become the best we can be.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the most exciting things about this whole University 4.0 model. And I think that's one of the most exciting things about this whole University 4.0 model.
It's amazing how University 365 has created this learning environment that's both super advanced but also so supportive.
Yeah, it's like they took the best parts of traditional education, that personalized guidance, the sense of community, and combined it with the flexibility of online learning.
And then they added all these AI-powered tools on top of it. Speaking of AI, I want to hear more about how University 365 uses it to, personalize the learning. It's one thing to say it, but how does it actually work?
Well, it all starts with the student. When you enroll in a program at University 365, you go through this pretty thorough assessment.
What kind of assessment? Is it like a,
Yeah.
standardized test?
Oh, it's way more sophisticated than that. They use a mix of AI tools and, human interaction to figure out your learning style, your strengths and weaknesses, your goals, all that.
So they're not just trying to see what you know, but how you learn best.
Exactly. And then they use that information to create a, personalized learning plan.
So no two students have the same experience.
Well, the AI takes all that data about you and uses it to recommend learning materials, suggest activities, even adjust how fast or slow the program goes.
So, if I'm a visual learner, the AI might suggest more videos. And if I learn best by listening, it might recommend more lectures.
That's the idea. And it goes even further than that. The AI can personalize the actual content, too.
Really? How does that work?
Let's say you're taking a course on digital marketing and you're struggling with SEO, search engine optimization. The AI might pick up on that and suggest extra resources like articles or tutorials, specifically chosen for your learning style and what you need to know.
So it's like having a personal tutor who always knows when you're stuck.
Pretty much. And the AI is always learning, too, so the more you use it, the better it gets at personalizing your experience.
It sounds like they've created this, super personalized and supportive environment. But what about the social aspect of learning? One of the things I loved about traditional university was being able to connect with other students, learn from each other, share ideas. Can you do that online?
Absolutely. University 365 has put a lot of thought into that, even though their students are all over the place.
So how do they create that sense of community?
Well, they have this really active online forum. Students can connect, share ideas, ask questions, support each other. They also have virtual study groups and social events. so students can get to know each other outside of the virtual
So
classroom.
even though you're learning from home, you're not alone?
Exactly. And they're always trying new things. They've even been using virtual reality to create these like immersive learning environments where students can interact with each other and the content in a whole new way.
Wow, virtual reality. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? If you're preparing students for the future, you got to use the tools of the future.
Totally. One of the things that stood out to me about University 365 is their focus on lifelong learning. It's not just about getting that degree and being done. It's about always learning and adapting. Can you talk more about their approach to that?
Yeah, for sure. They really believe that learning is a continuous thing, and all their programs and resources are designed that way. They have everything from short courses to micro-credentials to full degree programs, and they also have a big continuing education program, so alumni can stay connected and keep learning throughout their careers.
So it's like a lifelong membership to a community of learners.
That's a great way to put it. And they're always adding new stuff to keep up with the latest trends. So whether you want to level up your skills, explore a new career, or just learn something new for fun, University 365 has something for you.
This is really impressive. I'm starting to see how powerful this University 4.0 model could be. It's not just about education, it's about empowering people, giving them the control to learn and grow and shape their own futures.
I couldn't agree more, and I think it's so important for young people especially to understand that learning doesn't stop when you finish school.
Yeah, it's about being curious and loving to learn. But it's not just for young people, right? What about people who are already in their careers? People who might be worried about AI taking over their jobs?
It's a good point. This is relevant for everyone, no matter your age or background. And I think University 365 has a really hopeful message. It's not about AI replacing us, it's about learning to work with AI, to use its power to our advantage.
So instead of being afraid of AI, we should be embracing it.
Exactly. And I think University 365 shows us how to do that. It's not just about learning technical skills, it's about developing a new mindset, one of adaptability, resilience, and, that lifelong learning.
It's like they're saying, we can create the future we want, and we have the tools to do it.
I love that. And I think that message resonates with people everywhere.
We've talked a lot about how University 4.0 benefits individuals. But what about the bigger picture? Do you think this movement could change the world?
I think it absolutely could. University 4.0 could make education accessible to everyone, no matter where they are. And it could empower people to be better citizens, to help solve the world's problems, to create a more just and equitable society.
That's a beautiful vision.
It is. And it's exciting to think that University 365 is leading the way.
Some people say University 4.0 is just a fad.
Really?
Yeah, that it's not going to last.
I think those people are missing the point. They don't understand how powerful technology can be, or how much people need to keep learning throughout their lives. The world is changing so fast. The old ways of doing education just can't keep up. University 4.0 is a solution to that problem, and I think it's here to stay.
It's not just a temporary fix. It's a whole new way of thinking about education and its role in society.
Exactly. And I think it's about time.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I've learned so much about University 4.0. But how can our listeners learn more and maybe even get involved?
The best way to learn is to experience it yourself. University 365 has that free membership, gives you access to all kinds of stuff like free courses, Microsoft 365, a personalized email address. It's a great way to get a feel for what they're all about.
And there's no pressure, right? You can just check it out and see what you think.
Exactly. Even if you're not ready to, sign up for a whole program, you can still use their microlearning content and LIPS. That digital second brain is a game changer for anyone who wants to be more organized and productive.
That's a good point. University 4.0 isn't just for students. It's for anyone who wants to keep learning and stay ahead in this ever-changing world.
And it's not about being perfect or becoming some kind of, super intelligent robot. It's about using AI and technology to help us be our best.
To reach our full potential.
Precisely. And that's a message that speaks to everyone. We all have something to contribute. We all have the potential to grow and learn and make a difference.
I think this whole idea of University 4.0 raises a big question. Something for our listeners to think about. If you had all the tools and support you needed, what one skill would you master?
That's a great question, and I encourage everyone listening to really consider it. What are you passionate about? What skills would help you make a real impact? University 4.0 can help you answer those questions and start you on a lifelong journey of learning and growth.
This deep dive into University 4.0 has been incredible. I'm feeling pretty inspired, actually.
Me too. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it really is. And I can't wait to see how this movement changes education.
It's going to be amazing.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. And remember, we can create the future we want.
Let's go make it happen.
So what do you think is, like, the biggest myth about this University 4.0 thing?
I think people think it's all about technology, like replacing teachers with robots and algorithms.
Is that true?
Not even close. Technology is important, sure, but it's not the main point. The real focus is on the human side of learning, creating a learning experience that works for each student. AI just helps us do that better.
So it's more about, like, helping teachers than replacing them.
Exactly. Think of AI as like a teacher's assistant. It frees up teachers to focus on, the things that only humans can do. Mentoring, inspiring, guiding students.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think some people also assume you got to be, like, a tech whiz to get involved.
Oh, yeah, I hear that a lot. University 4.0 is for everyone, really. In fact, I think it's even more important for people who aren't already super techie
Yeah.
to learn about AI and how it can, help us build a better future.
So it's not just about training the next generation of coders and data scientists. It's about preparing everyone for a world where AI is everywhere.
Exactly. We all need to understand AI no matter what we do. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, artists, everyone. AI is going to change everything, and we got to be ready.
That's so true. A lot of people are feeling overwhelmed by all this new technology, like we can't keep up.
Right, it can feel like that.
How does University 4.0 help with that?
That's where lifelong learning comes in. They get that learning never stops, and they've built a system that supports that.
So it's not about memorizing a bunch of facts. It's more about, like, being curious, being able to adapt, always wanting to learn more.
Exactly. And they give you the tools to do it. Remember that LIPS system?
The digital second brain.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that one out.
It's amazing for dealing with information overload. It's like having a personal organizer for your brain. Helps you sort through all your thoughts, ideas, projects, everything.
And it's all tied in with those UMP and ULM principles, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about getting stuff done. It's about doing the right things, living a more meaningful life.
Exactly. And they even have this framework called CARE. Collect, action plan, review, execute. Helps you process information and make sure nothing slips through the cracks.
So it's like a life management system, too.
You got it. And I think that's what makes University 4.0 so different. It's not just education, it's like personal transformation.
We've talked a lot of the good stuff. But what about the challenges? No system's perfect, right? Where could University 4.0 improve?
Well, yeah, of course. Anything new like this is going to have some bumps along the way. I think one challenge is making sure the technology is accessible to everyone. Not everyone has the same skills or resources. And we got to make sure the human side of learning doesn't get lost, with all this focus on AI and technology.
So it's about finding that balance.
Right. Technology and human connection. It's a balancing act, and it'll keep changing as education evolves.
This has been a really eye-opening conversation. I feel like I really get University 4.0 now. But before we go, any final thoughts on the future of education?
I think the future is looking good. Actually, we have more access to information and technology than ever before, and that opens up so many possibilities for learning. University 4.0 is just one example. Education's changing to meet the needs of the 21st century. We're on the edge of a revolution in learning.
And what about AI? What role will it play?
AI is going to be huge. It's already being used to personalize learning, automate things, make learning more engaging. And as AI gets smarter, we'll see even more amazing applications.
So it's not just about learning about AI. It's about learning with AI.
You got it. AI isn't just a subject, it's a tool, a partner.
This deep dive has been awesome. I'm leaving feeling super inspired.
Me too.
So for anyone listening who wants to know more, where should they start?
Start by being curious. Go to the University 365 website. Look at their free courses, see what interests you.
And there's no pressure, right?
Nope, just explore and see what you find. The important thing is to be open to new things and to embrace learning.
I think that's a great place to end. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into University 4.0. Remember, the future is what we make it.
Let's go make it amazing.